about this Christmas season morning routine. Okay, so as as a mommy, I have a lot of competing interests that happens over the Christmas season. Kids want to go different places, daddy wants to do different things, all sorts of different stuff going on. So I always try to have myself a Christmas season routine. Who we have on here? We have Leslie. How you doing, Leslie? You good? My name is Devonne, and I'm coming to you from Tobago. I am doing Vlogmas. And what is Vlogmas? Vlogmas is 12 days where I go live on my YouTube channel and on Instagram, and we just talk about Christmas themed season type events, right? So yes, so if you're joining me on Instagram, make sure to share this live. I'll comment replay down below so that I can give you a welcome. Hey Sherubin, how you doing? Right? And if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and you could also comment down below I subscribe so that I could give you a warm Tobago welcome. All right, so we're talking about Christmas season routine. Oh my goodness. So as I am not a big fan of Christmas at all, but that doesn't mean that I don't get to have a Christmas routine as well, right? I get to have a Christmas routine too. But yeah, so my routine, the routine I've been doing it for about 6 weeks now, right? And I definitely intend to continue with it throughout the Christmas season and into the new year. Now, having a morning routine, I feel, is imperative. I don't know why I didn't start this sooner. And it's imperative for several reasons. But probably the most important one for me is that I really want to vibrate on a particular frequency as I move throughout the day, right? Which is probably one of my biggest reasons for not really liking Christmas. I don't like kind of the programming that happens at Christmas, right? So it's this idea that, like late October, early November, as soon as that hits, you're supposed to feel a certain way or do things a certain way just because so I just I don't like the programming that comes with that. I much rather, kind of manifest or create intention through my life based on not because something says that I should, but because I feel it is the right thing to do inside, or it makes me feel at one with what's happening with the universe, right? So I'm not big on religious directives like that, or okay, this season is called the Christmas season, and therefore we need to be nice to people, we need to buy them gifts and do that kind of stuff. So that's why I'm not really into that kind of thing. I don't like that kind of directive to do this thing because of this particular time. Like if I feel I feel warm and fuzzy all year long. I don't need December to tell me that, right? And that's just my preference. But in terms of the morning routine, I felt like, about 6 weeks ago, I felt like things were getting really out of hand with my weight and just like life in general. So I really wanted to start kind of setting more intention for my life. And I think one of the best ways that you could do that is by creating a morning routine. And it has been really a game changer and, really life changing for me and life centering more than necessarily even life changing. Hey, Tony, what's up? Right? So for me, it's been really life centering. So here's how I try to think of it. So on the big picture, how I try to come at it is you want to do something for your mind, your body, and your soul upon waking in the morning, right? And, so for me, hey, Nikhil, how you doing? So for me, that starts off like this. Like I open my eyes, I start with gratitude. I'm like, oh my goodness, thank you so much for giving me another at-bat, another opportunity to really, to be and to experience another 24 hours. So I'm grateful that I just wake up with that gratitude, right? The second thing that I do is that I drink immediately 2 bottles of water. So I try to get at least 34 ounces of water down into my body. When you're sleeping, you're extremely hydrated. Dehydrated. It's a dehydrating experience. Sleep is, because all of the rigors that you put your body through during the day, you are repairing yourself at night during that sleep. So any little cut that you get, any little thing happening internally, all of that is happening throughout the night, and you're doing it for, some of us 6, 7, 8 hours, depending on how long you sleep, without any hydration at all. So you're literally thirsty, or at least your body is thirsty, even if you don't feel thirsty. It's the first thing in the morning. So for me, it is to get some water down my body and start the hydrating process, right? While I'm doing this hydrating process, I get myself outside and into some sunlight, right? So these are the two things that I kind of do for my body. I get the water down and I get into the sunlight. The sunlight also for me has a very spiritual connection. The closest that I ever feel to God doesn't happen in a church, right? It happens to me. It happens when I am close to nature, close to things that God has made, right? So when I'm close to nature, when I'm in the sun, when I'm in the sea, especially, when I'm in the sea, I feel the closest that I think I could ever feel to God at those times. So I get out into the sun, I let it like get into me, get in that vitamin D, right? And I'm drinking my water. The thing that I am doing for my spirit now is to say thank you to living things that I did not create, right? Meaning man did not create. I say thank you for those things. So it's because I could see the ocean right off of my balcony, right? So I'm like, thank you for the ocean. Thank you for the clouds. When it's a rainy day, I'm thankful for the rainy day. I'm thankful for the sun. I'm thankful for the air. I'm thankful for plants. I'm thankful for the animals. Things that are all part of the circle of life, right? For the only way that I am able to exist is not because I am, I'm in control of myself, and it's none of that, right? There's no ego in it. It's all gratitude. It's all thankfulness, right? And so for me, it's about being thankful in those first waking moments for that experience and for being alive, right? So just a gratitude for not only being alive, but also being part of the greater whole that makes that work, right? Like the truth is we can't exist without these things, and these things also can't exist without us. It's a symbiotic relationship, right? So it's being thankful. And for me, at Christmas time, when the air is a little bit crisper, right? And, there's a little bit of a chill to the air. There is a difference in the air, especially if you're a person born later down in the year, like, September, October, November, December. I think you just feel it a lot, right? So as an October born person, I tend to feel that shift, right? In October, I tend to feel that shift happening with the seasons. And so, you're just kind of thankful and grateful for all of this, thankful for the eyes to be able to see these things, and limbs, and, being able to feel and touch these things. So for me, it is about doing that gratitude. That gratitude ritual is extremely important for me, right? Then from a mind perspective, it just depends on how much time I have in the morning. So I try to do 2 out of these 3 things. So I either try to sit down and kind of meditate, right? I try to sit down and like get 10 minutes where I am just listening to my soul, listening to what the universe is trying to tell me through my consciousness. It's about listening to the world, right? So for me, I try to get at least 10 minutes of that in. The other thing I do is set my intention for the day. Okay. So I know it sounds nice to think that like, you have it in the back of your mind, like, oh, I need to do this, or I need to do that. I need to get these 3 things I have to get done today, and right? But I actually like to write them down, right? I like to write down and say, well, okay, I know that today it's kind of like, but I write it as though I'm already grateful that it has happened, right? So it's like, Now that I have gone live already for the morning, and so it's all the things like writing it down as though I've already achieved it, right? So kind of try to stick within 3 to 5 things, big things that I want to get done for the day, and writing them as though they've already been done. So I'm setting my intention that those 5 things are going to be done at the end of the day, and I'm writing them as though they're already finished, right? And then the third thing that I try to do that is in line with mine is read 10 pages of a book. Let me tell you something. If I don't care what you just do, I don't care if you run a fruit stall, I don't care if it does not matter what you do. You see, reading is such a powerful thing. And of course, it depends on what you read, what you consume. But reading, taking the time to read, like even 10 minutes, reading could get you so many places that not reading can never get you. And let me tell you what I mean, right? Now, I am not an advocate. Let me see what to say. I love reading books. Now, whoever does love consuming information in that way, like, that's my crew. That's who I love, right? Love reading stuff and just getting the information in. But there are some people who reading just does not work for them, and that's okay. I'm saying I'm not a person who's like, oh, you need to read. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, if you do love to read, you know that you felt the benefits of it, right? No, it doesn't mean that you can't just consume the information however you want, right? So let me give you an example. One of my sons, I think he's going to be an avid reader. He loves the idea of books. He always wants to be read to. He likes that kind of stuff. The other one, extremely more tactile. He engages with the world via touching things, feeling them, like, reading does not hold any allure for him. Does that mean that he's not going to be successful in his life? Not at all, right? It just means that he likes taking in his information in a different way. But for me, reading has just shown me that so many benefits. And the other thing more important, I would say, right, with reading, is not reading to get the gist, but reading deeply. Hey, Kel, so you're doing, right? Reading deeply. Like really, like not just skimming and passing over things. I'm talking about reading word for word and getting the understanding. And so the third thing I do is try to read 10 pages of whatever book. It doesn't matter what book whatever thing. If you like books on trucks, then read your books about trucks, you know what I mean? But for me, I love a self-development, business type books. So I'm reading The Intelligent Investor right now, which was written by Ben Graham, who is the man who basically taught Warren Buffett how to invest in stocks. And so The Intelligent Investor is his manifesto on how you should be approaching stocks, right? Because I definitely want to invest in Bitcoin, right? And I have invested in Bitcoin, right? And I want to do more investing, but I want to do so intelligently. I want to make sure I understand exactly what it is that I'm doing, even though The Intelligent Investor is particularly pertains to stocks, right? I think that there is a baseline that you could use there that you could also transfer into into Bitcoin as well. Right? But yeah, so guys, that is my morning routine. It's about feeding my mind, it's about feeding my body, and it's also about feeding my soul. I wanted to talk to you all about something. We all know that tomorrow is December 21st, and I don't know if a lot of you have heard, but they're saying that it is supposed to be a day where you plant whatever seed you want to manifest over the next 2 to 3 years, right? They're saying it's a day when people of color get back their power, but that's not what it is. It's just about you planting your seed. So if you're a person who likes to manifest things, or you want to see success in the next 3 years or so, that is tomorrow at 9:17 a.m. and 2:06 p.m. Those are the 2 times that would be the best for you to start something, right? So if you're going to be starting maybe a YouTube channel, if there's somebody that you are with that you want to get married to, tomorrow might be a great day to propose, things like that, like a long-term thing that you want to happen. Tomorrow would be the perfect day to plant that seed so that you could manifest it over the next 2 to 3 years. So I would love to know what you are trying to manifest, right? And if you have a morning routine that would help you with that manifestation, right? So a morning routine really helps you focus your mind so that you could always be vibrating on a higher level to get those things. I am not like, a great manifestor or a person. But I'm going to claim it. I am a great manifestor, but I'm not somebody who's trying to teach you how to manifest or anything like that. I'm just telling you my process, right? So I don't have crystals and all the whole nine. I don't have none of that. I just telling you what I just do, right? So I hope that tomorrow you guys, are able to plant some seed to be able, that will grow for you by 2022, 2023. You'll see the manifestation and the abundance that comes from that. All right, guys, so we'll see again tomorrow. Can you believe we're on day 8 already? Tomorrow is day 9. We're almost done with it. We're almost done, right? So I look forward to seeing you guys again. If you're on YouTube, make sure you're following me on YouTube. If you're on Instagram, thank you so much. Have a lovely Sunday. Yes, and if you're on YouTube, stay tuned for the next video.